Hello and welcome to today's Daily Prelims Practice session, the session in which we discuss certain important MCQs from the topics taken from The Hindu Daily edition dated 4th March 2023 and the Indian Express of the same date. The topics which are to be discussed have been displayed on your screen and the timestamping of the same has been provided in the description box below. So now let us begin our today's session. Our first topic is from The Hindu Daily edition. This topic is in relation to the old pension scheme. This topic is in the context that recently the government had decided to give a one-time option to select central government employees to migrate to the old pension scheme. As we all know that when it comes to pension, it is one of the most pressing topics as far as the service conditions of the government employees are concerned. That is why UPSC has asked the question in 2017 related to the national pension systems, which was started as an alternate option to the old pension scheme. So, try to attempt this particular question on your own. We will look at DPP question number 1 for today. The question says that with reference to the old pension scheme, consider the following statements. There are 3 statements given and you have to find the correct statement. Statement 1 says, this scheme was limited to all the central government employees and employees of the state public sector enterprises. This statement is incorrect because the word used here is limited. The scheme was not limited to these set of employees, rather it was for all the central government employees as well as the state government employees, for all the employees of central public sector enterprises as well as the state public sector enterprises. Okay, so that is why this first statement is incorrect. Statement 2 says the entire pension amount was paid by the government and the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Now this statement is also incorrect. First of all, PFRDA, that is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, it does not deal with the amount in the pension, it is just a regulatory body. Further, at that point of time during the old pension scheme, this body did not have any function. So this second statement is also incorrect. Third states the General Provident Fund was an integral part of this scheme. Obviously, statement 1 and 2 are incorrect and statement 3 is correct and hence option B is the correct answer. As far as the answer to this previous year question is concerned, option C is the correct answer. Now DPP question number 2 is in the context of the State Election Commission. The topic has come in the context from the news of the Uttar Pradesh that Supreme Court has sought responses from the Uttar Pradesh state government as well as the State Election Commission with regard to certain plea which was filed by certain mayors of that state, but this context is not very relevant. But this body, that is the State Election Commission, the constitutional body, is very relevant. Even if you go by the previous year question paper analysis, the questions have been asked from the Election Commission multiple times. For example, in 2017, the question was asked from the Central Election Commission. So try to attempt this question on your own. DPP question number 2, however, is from the context of the State Election Commission. There are 2 statements given and you have to find the correct statement. Statement 1 says that the State Election Commission submits its annual report to the Election Commission of India and the Chief Minister of the state. This statement is incorrect because Chief Minister is not the authority. The authority which deals with the Election Commission is the governor of that particular state. So the Election Commission submits its annual report to the Election Commission of India as well as to the governor of the states. Statement 2 says the powers of appointment and removal of the State Election Commissioner are with the governor of that state. Again, this is also incorrect because the removal of the State Election Commission is similar to the removal of the High Court judge. So obviously, High Court judge is not removed by the governor of the state. Therefore, neither 1 nor 2, option D is the correct answer. Coming to the previous year question, the correct answer is option D, 3 only. DPP question number 3 is in regard to the Consumer Protection Act 2019. This topic has appeared in today's The Hindu Daily edition because the Supreme Court has eased the norms for the selection of consumer court presidents as well as the members. Now there are certain acts which are very relevant when it comes to the overall governance issues in India. For example, in 2013, the question was asked in relation to the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006. So read this question carefully and try to attempt it. We will look at DPP question number 3. Under the Consumer Protection Act 2019, identify the incorrect statement. Now be very careful that the question is asking you the correct or the incorrect, because many a time students commit the mistakes while reading this. So this is asking you incorrect. A. Consumer disputes redressal commissions will be set up at the district, state and national level. This statement is correct. B says definition of the consumer includes a person who obtains a good for resale. Now this statement is incorrect. Even if you are not aware about various provisions of this act, just try to apply your common sense, your logic, that who is the consumer. Suppose if I am buying a car in order to resell it, while reselling this car, obviously I am not a consumer. Correct? So that is why if a person is reselling some product, if he or she is using that product for its commercial advantages, then it is not the consumer. That is why by this logic also, this is incorrect. And because you were to find the incorrect statement, you can straight away take option B as the correct answer. As far as the answer to this previous year question is concerned, option D, Gram Sabha is the correct answer. Now moving towards DPP question number 4. The question is in relation to the recent World Bank's Women, Business and Law 2023 report. If you go by previous year question analysis, almost every year there is at least one question which is asked from the context of the reports of international importance. For example, in 2019, the question was asked in relation to the Global Competitiveness Report. So, as far as these reports are concerned, you need to know two things. One, the publishing body, and two, the most important findings. So let us see today's question. Consider the following statements regarding this particular report, and you have to find the correct statements. Statement 1 says India has scored better than the average score for the South Asian region. Yes, this statement is factually correct. Statement 2 says India has performed better than all the South Asian countries. This is incorrect. Among the South Asian region, Nepal is the best performing state and India has scored far below Nepal. So that is why A, 1 only is the correct answer. As far as the publishing authority of this Global Competitiveness Report is concerned, World Economic Forum, option C is the correct answer. So the fifth question now is in relation to the Springs Revolution. So such type of terms which appear in newspapers are important. For example, in 2020, the famous question was asked in relation to the public key infrastructure. The question asked you that in India, this particular term is used in the context of 4 options were given. So try to attempt it. DPP question number 5 also is on the similar lines. The Spring Revolution term has been used recently in the news in the context of A, a silent revolution to boost the production of millets in 2023. No, this statement is incorrect. Actually, the Spring Revolution is used in the context of the Myanmar, because in Myanmar, the civilians are trying to replace the military rule. So that is why if you closely see all these options, option D, replacing the military rule in Myanmar is the correct answer for this. Similarly, the correct answer for 2020 question is option A, digital security infrastructure. So as far as the context of Myanmar is concerned, we all are aware about the Rohingya crisis, the role of military in this crisis, as the Kofi Annan report has also pointed out, and as a retaliation now, the Spring Revolution is going on. Now let us move towards the last question, question number 6. A very simple question, but such simple questions are also asked in UPSC Prelims examination. So the questions is in relation to the Quads. In 2016, the question was asked in relation to the membership of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Again, such international groupings, regional or multilateral groupings, are important. On similar lines, the question has been framed regarding the membership of the Quad. Quad is formerly known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. The question asks you which of the following is not the member of this quadrilateral security dialogue or the quad grouping. So out of all these options, South Korea is the correct answer because quad grouping is between US, India, Australia and Japan. There is no South Korea and hence option D is the correct answer. Similarly, out of all these four countries, option A, Iran, is not the member of the Gulf Cooperation Council and hence this is the correct answer. So that was all for today. All the very best and study hard.